What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my podcast. So we're going to be checking out Grandma Gives High Fives to the Passport Bros. Now, for those of you who don't know what Passport Bros are, is a group of men that are tired of not getting any respect and love and appreciated by American women in the United States. And so what they do is they get their passports and they go overseas to developing countries to find wives who will raise to be traditional and loving and caring and carry themselves in the most respectful way, unlike women here in America. That to me is what Passport Bros are. So if you don't know the definition, look it up, study it, understand it, and understand it for yourselves. So shout out to Grandma. Let's get to the video.
I want to discuss a phenomenon that's going on that I just learned about called Passport Bros. Well, I've watched many videos lately for both pro and con of what these men are doing. They're allegedly getting passports and traveling to different countries to find mates, women to marry, who have values that they admire. Well, I'm a mother of 4 sons, and one of my sons married a woman from Spain. And I'm here to tell you, she is the most precious person in the world. She's very well educated. She's very elegant. She's very feminine. She knows how to cooperate with my son and not be demanding and entitled and ungrateful for the things that he does for her.
The fact that he went to Spain to find him a woman who loves and appreciates him, who is cooperative, is pretty much giving me high hopes for the future to find a woman like this here in the U.S. But I think in most cases, it can become very tiring at times, and we just want to just throw in the white flag and just give up. But just hearing her talking about her son having the most successful relationships in his life, it kind of gives me high hopes, like I said, and I love what she's saying in this video so far.
Adds the exact amount of value to the marriage that my son adds. They adore each other. They do all sorts of things for each other. They don't feel entitled, and they're grateful when one of them does something for the other one. And they reciprocate in kind.
Yeah.
So when my son does something very special for his wife, she does something very special for him.
And we always say this all the time on YouTube and social media, but it seems like no matter how many times we preach this type of stuff to the people that want to be in relationships, they refuse to understand why a lot of good men out here want a traditional vow. And they wonder why a lot of good men are leaving the United States is because of the lack of respect and the lack of accountability from the modern women of today. And the fact that, her son is in a good relationship with the woman he loves and the man that she loves, they both do everything for each other. And I've always said this in my videos all the time. If you could just have a healthy relationship by going places like to the movies, park, casinos, go to the gyms, rock climbing, do anything as a couple to keep each other preoccupied and try to keep each other happy. Because we live in these dark times, in the United States. A lot of people are losing family members, celebrities that we grew up watching on TV. And right now, it's all about keeping each other's company. And if you could just somehow do that, then you have a happy life together. And that's the way it should be.
Women in America have grown so entitled and so demanding that they think they can do anything they want to do and get away with it, treat a man any way they want to treat him, and even denigrate him when they weigh 300 pounds and he wants someone who looks feminine, who behaves feminine, who takes care of herself. And these fat sweat hogs, denigrate him because he doesn't want her.
I've seen this stuff all the time on TikTok, going on doing these street interviews and asking a lot of men, do they want to date a woman who is plus size. And every time when somebody tells them no for a healthy reason, they get offended, they get mad, and it's called being fatophobic. They will always use the term misogynistic, misogynist, fatophobic. They will use anything just to make up a word, just to silence us, just to shut us up, just to make us feel bad because we decline their offer. They always do that. They always want to make us feel bad. You know, I think part of that comes from their inner insecurities, because if they want to look like somebody, if they think that, this person is big and unhealthy, they eat junk food all the time, that doesn't work out, and they expect men to do the exact same thing and live this disgusting lifestyle, and that's not how life is supposed to be. A lot of men want a woman who is fit, feminine, who is healthy, that has respect for herself. When you think about it, a lot of these modern women, the 304s, they don't do that kind of stuff. They do whatever they want, and they expect a man to take them seriously. And the fact that she brought up all of that is, it's crazy. This is all true.
Well, I'm going to encourage my other sons who are not married to get a passport and to go to other countries, because some of the arguments that I heard from women, mostly black women, have to do with, or they'll say, we don't want you anyway, just go.
Oh my God.
Well, if that was true, what would the argument be? I mean, why would they be so defensive?
I've seen this one video that is like iconic that went viral on TikTok. This black woman and her friends went on this podcast, and they were just insulting women in Thailand, Philippines, claiming that they can speak little English. But what they don't know and realize that the women over there, they can speak good English, but they also speak different languages. So instead of judging people from overseas, why not just go there and learn the culture instead of disrespecting the people over there? And you've seen what happened with the woman from Houston when she got stuck in Dubai because of her when she was bringing that ratchet ghetto mess up in that country, when she got loud at the car dealership and she got arrested for a few days, almost over a month. And as soon as she was released, she did not take any accountability for her own actions. She still played the victim, her mother, and her lawyer, her simp of a lawyer. And it really goes to show you that women in the United States just need to just keep their mouth shut and shut up and not say a damn thing. Because if they don't know nothing about these certain countries, they shouldn't be speaking on it, period. And so the fact that she actually brought all of this up and what we've been saying all this time, like, it's incredible. It really is.
About it. They do want these men. They want a man who makes enough money that he can support them and they can live at home. But the problem is, American women don't want to work at home. They want to sit up and lay up with another man while their husband's at work. They don't want to cook. They don't want to clean. They don't want to take care of children. They just want to produce them. So if they ever get divorced, they get a big, fat child support check.
So
what
true.
man wants that?
So true.
And what man deserves that?
And she definitely said it too. I think that the majority of women here in America, they get married to a good man, and then all of a sudden they start listening to what society is telling them. If society sees some red flags in the husband, how he's doing less and she's doing the most, they're going to probably tell her to divorce him to get that check. I've seen this so many times on the internet and in real life, because I've seen people that get divorced for unknown reasons, and they want to blame the men for everything, but they can never take any responsibilities for their own actions and downfall of ruining families. And the part where she says that when the husband goes at work, is making money, providing for her and the family, while she sits at home, cheats and disrespects the relationships, and sit around and not do anything while he's at work doing everything he can to make the family survive in life. And so there's no point of, being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't appreciate you, who doesn't admire you for everything you do. But instead, they just turn around and slap you in the face and give you this. Because that's basically what I'm seeing from every social media post, whether it's skits, whether it's a real thing, even being in the domestic violence in relationships and marriages. A lot of women are saying, oh, he should have never hit her. If he hits her, he should learn how to duck or move or dodge. But if he hits back, he's going to be called an abuser and all of that, the way he hits her. And that's the kind of society that we're living in right now. Even the brick lady, when she lied about getting hit by a brick, it wasn't from a black man. Because shout out to Daphne, Celeb Bird podcast, Queen of Accountability. She also did a video on the brick lady, exposing her every move, the reports, the letters, everything that you could think of. Like, she's exposing this rat chick right off the bat. And so what she's actually saying in this video is all true. It's all true.
I don't want to get into a relationship, but if I did, I know right now that I'm not worthy of a relationship. I haven't taken care of myself. I haven't paid off all my debts. So right now, I absolutely know that I don't have anything at all except being reciprocal in love and affection. I don't have anything at all to bring to the table. Well, I don't desire a relationship, but I know many, many women do. And
I admire the fact that she actually came out and took some accountability of what she's saying. When she says that she has nothing to bring to the table, and it just seems like a lot of modern women nowadays are finding it really hard to even say that. Oh, I don't have to bring anything to the table. If you want to bring something to the table, go work at a bank. Go, like, they always want to throw in this narrative. When we ask them a question, what is their bad account? What do you bring to the table? And I think when it comes to grandma, even though she's divorced, she has nothing to offer. She has nothing to bring to the table. And she's actually admitting that, which in most cases, a lot of women sometimes don't want to admit it. But we all know that they don't bring nothing to the table. I think when you think about it, that's what a lot of men do want, a good woman in their life that actually brings some things to the table, as far as like having a healthy conversation, a healthy relationships, just do everything, not just one thing, but everything. So the fact that she's saying that she brings nothing to the table and has actually admitted it, I respect her for that. I really do.
Work my ass off to improve myself to the point that I would be giving him a gift. And the gift that I would give him, so this is for young ladies too, the gift that I would give a man that I loved is I would be cooperative. Not just cooperative, but you need to be able to see opposing viewpoints. You need to be able to step in his shoes and see what he's going through. So many women today discount what a man goes through. It doesn't matter that he's the one who goes off to war. He's the one who sweats day and night to bring home the bacon. You're the one sitting up on your ass doing nothing.
Yes.
Now, I reared 5 children, so I know the amount of work that goes into that. And when I was still with my husband,
I think she not said what all of us have been wanting for years is just trying to understand my point of view, our point of view of what we're talking about, certain things in life, and just work with me as a team, a husband and a wife, a boyfriend and girlfriend, instead of just try to be so combative and deflective of what I'm saying. And just try to agree with the husband, try to agree on what we're saying. It's okay to disagree, but don't try to argue to the point where we can never go anywhere in terms of trying to get our point across. It's all about teamwork. And she definitely said all of that in the video. Also, just hearing her talking some good points that is supporting the Passport Bros movement, it kind of gives me high hopes for the future. And I would want my girlfriend to be exactly what she's talking about. All I gotta do is just pray and ask God to just send you someone who is more feminine, that doesn't bring the nasty attitudes and drama and carrying on. And that's basically what we're all asking for here in America. It's not too hard.
Hot meals on the table. His clothes were washed and dried and ironed. His house was clean. I raised a garden. I reared animals. I did everything I could to take the load off of him. Women today don't want to do any of that.
They don't.
They say, well, if he's only working 40 hours a week, he needs to do this and that and this and that. You know, you demand every minute of his time and then begrudge him when he wants to go out and have a beer or he just wants to relax in front of the television. You know, he's just a worthless piece of crap because he's not buying you Gucci bags or whatever it is you want.
Oh my gosh.
Material things.
She said it.
And so many women today put up these videos where they talk about they want a man who makes $300,000 a year. Same women couldn't make $40,000 a year.
And the ones that be doing that are OnlyFans models and 304s and women who have nothing to do with their lives, that have nothing going for them. They always want a man to make the same amount of money as they're making. But the thing is, if a person works 9-to-5 job that is making like $10,000, $9,000 a week or a month or a year just to survive in life, he has every right to make a certain amount of money. The same way you make money doing OnlyFans and selling your soul to the devil on the internet, making money by playing with your body parts for the simps that be paying you money. Even if you work in a government job or whatever work you do, you're making what, $100K a year, $20,000, $50K a month, and he's making $10K. At least both of you are making money. Both of you are bringing money home. Both of you are making like over $2,000 a day doing God knows what. And you expect him to make the exact same amount of money that you making? Crazy. And the fact that she's bringing all of this up is really incredible. The fact that this grandma knows exactly what men are going through in America. This is incredible from her part, and shout out to her. Like, she's the real one for this one.
But that's equal, right? That's equal. But they don't want it to be equal. Because today's modern American woman says what's mine is mine, and what is yours is also mine.
Some sad shit.
And that's not just true.
At all.
Well, another common argument against passport bros is women say, oh, you're going to these other countries to meet these poor women in poverty. They're going to do anything for you, anything you want them to do.
They always say that.
Because you're going to save them.
They always say that.
Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. And the number one woman who gets denigrated by these mostly black women are Filipinas.
Woo!
Well, I met and worked with many, many Filipinas when I was in Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom.
I gotta hear this.
These women were articulate. Many of them were polyglots. And for those of you who denigrate them, let me explain to you what a polyglot is. A polyglot is someone who knows many languages, okay?
Oh, okay.
You can barely speak English. They are very eloquent. They're educated. They have their own opinions, but they know what it's like to love someone and to give of themselves.
Exactly.
And they know that if they seek the right partner, which is your American man,
yeah,
he's going to reciprocate.
Can we please give a huge shout out to Grandma in this video, because she's the type of woman that you want to just sit down and have some good casual conversations with. And whenever you explain your issues with women in America, she will tell you and give you the best advice. She's like the Jerry Springer of YouTube that has given you nothing but facts and final thoughts. And also, she kind of looks and reminds me of him as well, the way that she's talking. And I love the fact that she's explaining to us what that word means. Is that a person that can speak different in multiple languages. And I think with black women that are racist towards the women of color, Philippines and Thais, China, Uganda, any other countries that they're being very racist towards, because they're the ones that are mad and bitter that a lot of us that are willing to go overseas to find women of our dreams, then they get mad that we didn't pick them. Maybe that's the reason why they have some attitude problems, just cannot comprehend of what they say and do. And it's obvious to me that the same women that complain about the Filipinos are the same ones that are friends with them. I can think of familiar reasons why American women are friends with Filipino women, in which cases they're the ones that are the real hypocrites, not the ones that you hate. I think we've learned what that word meant, and I'm glad I got it. So shout out to her.
Kind to them. But I tell you one thing, they aren't lazy. You're the one who wants to sit up in bed all day and, text other men while your husband's out doing the heavy labor.
Oh my God. She's exposing.
Not these women. They value the man that they choose, and they love him, and they do for him, not out of a sense of servitude or slavery, but because they love him and care for him, and they're proud of him, and they want him to.
Also, the thing that really pisses me off about what modern women are saying all the time is the fact that they hear the word submissive. They think that submissive is slavery. A man is sitting around the house when he did everything in the relationship, and you can't even serve your man a plate. When there's guests, cookouts or whatever, you can't even serve him a plate, or you can't even, be submissive to him. They always think that being submissive is something that needs to be earned. No, being submissive is when you love that person. You will do anything for them. Submissive is not slavery. These people need to get that through their thick skulls and stop saying some things that don't make sense. That's why relationships and marriages are failing in America, because of feminism. And feminism has done nothing but destroy families, marriages, relationships, and friendships. Like, they are literally making it hard for men to get to know women. And what's even worse, gym coaches are worse, because women are so busy recording themselves working out, wearing booty shorts and tight leggings, see-throughs, that they think that men are glancing and looking and staring at them, and all they're doing is just try to focus on their work, try to get fit and healthy. And you got Joey Swoles, shout out to him, that is exposing these people, and they're all delete their accounts and videos. These people know exactly what they're doing. I am so glad that she's actually bringing all of this up, because it makes sense.
How many American women have a husband who doesn't want to come home? A lot of you. There are a lot of you out there. You don't appreciate him. Just yesterday, I watched probably 20 videos of women who divorced their husbands because they were tired of things. Wow. And then they want to come back crying later because he's remarried, he's happy, and now he's taking his new wife on vacations. Mm-hmm. Well, you could have been the one going on vacation with him. Whoa. But you were tired of him. He didn't spend enough time with you.
Talk your stuff,
because he was
Grandma.
out there earning all that money you were spending.
Oh my God.
Without his input. You didn't want, if he bothered to ask you to do something like clean up the counter or, do a load of laundry, God forbid, help him out a little bit, then he's just unappreciative and he needs to be done.
Once again, she hit every nail in the coffin, because I've seen most celebrities break up with their husbands because of stupid reasons. Because listen, if you're planning on divorcing your husband or your spouse because if they're cheating, then that's the perfect reason. But if you're divorcing your husband over some stupid crap when it comes to society and feminism, because what society is telling you to do, if you're unhappy because you're going through some things in your life, and you're blaming it on him and make it seem like he's at fault, which he's not. That's one of the stupidest reasons why you're divorcing. Why the divorce rates is so freaking high in the US because it's divorced by women. Once they're divorced, they're going to be miserable. And while the other person is happy with a new person that loves them, for them, that appreciates and admires them, that is taking them on vacations, like she said, and they're the ones going to be begging for the comeback in a marriage that you destroyed by yourself because you were not happy, because you felt some type of insecurities within yourself, when you could have just went to a counseling and worked things out, have some casual and healthy conversations that a husband and wife should do. But no, TikToks, social media, even celebrities that divorce their husbands because they just don't know what to do with their lives. That's all this is. And people for unknown reasons. That's why relationships don't really last long. And I was on TikTok a few minutes ago before I made this video during the time of this recording. I've seen Young Jeezy, and I forgot her name, but she was on the talk show. No, The Real show. And she's Asian. Even though her and Young Jeezy had a baby, he's filing for divorce. And what does that tell you? Sometimes I think a lot of us have to realize that it goes both ways. You know, marriage is just not for everybody. If you're not ready to be married, don't put a ring on. You could have just stayed boyfriend and girlfriend and not deal with divorces and paying spousal support, child support. And it's better to just be boyfriend and girlfriend than to be husband and wives, because you don't know what challenges comes ahead in life.
News for you women. Men don't need that. Men don't want that. And
They
men
don't.
should not be treated that way.
They shouldn't.
Any man who truly loves a woman deserves to have that love returned. And if you're not the woman to do it because you're a modern woman and you're a feminist and you don't need a man, then screw you.
Get 'em!
Because women from
Get
these
'em.
other countries are beautiful people.
They are.
I remember when I was in Iraq hearing a lot of
If I had to overcome my fear of heights, especially going on a plane for the first time, I want to go to the Philippines. I want to experience the culture, the food, the people, and get to know the beautiful women out there. You know, maybe one day when I do it, but right now I just want to just work on myself first before I decided to just learn how to travel on my own. Because the way she's talking in this video about how women in the Philippines and foreign countries are the most beautiful people on earth, and the fact that she told these feminists, all the toxic American women, the 304s, the OnlyFans models, and the type of women that men should not date and be in relationships with, she basically just told them off completely. And I love what she did here. I love this video. I love Grandma in this video. She's a real one. She understands, and she understood the assignment.
calling the Iraqi women that we worked with trash and whores and green card seekers.
Woo,
First
whores
of all,
and
I
bread
worked with many of them too.
Wow.
And
Talk your ish,
they were
Grandma.
nothing of the sort.
Talk your
They
talk.
didn't know what a green card was. They loved how American men treated them. Because they're not always treated that way by their own husbands. But American men were respectful to them. American men made them laugh and smile, held the doors open for them, the same way they would at home. They're doing the same thing that they would do for you, but you don't appreciate it. Well, these women were some of the most demure, beautiful women I've ever met in my life. And the Filipinas were the same. They were just incredible people. I didn't meet anyone over there from another country, from a third country, that I didn't appreciate in one way or another. But they know what it takes to go into a marriage, and unfortunately, some of them are in situations where they don't have loving husbands at all.
Wow.
So if you're here in the United States and you have a loving husband and you want to toss him aside because you're bored, screw you. I tell you, go get a passport, man.
Get him.
Go get a passport.
Talk your
Because
talk,
your
Grandma.
parents will appreciate it.
Let them know what's up.
Your cousins, everyone in your family is going to appreciate when you bring that beautiful woman who knows how to behave in public, who's feminine, who's loving, and who appreciates you for what you do for her and will reciprocate it. They'll appreciate that because she brings value to your family. And
I'm
those
trying
are the
to
kind
get
of immigrants
emotional.
we want.
I love her energy, dude.
Absolutely. People like that bring their mannerisms and their customs, which are very agreeable.
The dog's in the back. Yeah. The one thing I learned from my grandmother and my grandpa before he passed away is they live a real traditional, healthy marriage that they're supposed to be in. Before my grandfather died of cancer in 2013, he's always the type of person that is very inspiring because they both traveled to Africa multiple times, and I learned so much from them. And I remember this video that they showed me in Africa, how the bathrooms look, the history of the countries. Some of the things they got from the countries, and they still get that little guitar in the kitchen. But at the same time, you know, the type of marriage that they live in, that they had, you know, I want that kind of marriage in my life. It doesn't matter, you know, what color I have with women. You know, it doesn't matter what color she is. She could be black, Asian, Egyptian, Mexican, Hispanic, Filipina, Thai, you name it. It doesn't matter who. That's the kind of marriage I want in my life. And that is the one thing I learned from my grandparents is how they were married throughout the years before cancer took my grandfather. And just hearing her talk about how relationships are supposed to be, and the fact that she supports the Passport Bros all the way, and she definitely understood what we've been talking about and what we're trying to say for years. And thank God for this woman right here. Just thank God for her.
Appreciate it. So, Passport Bros, go get one.
Okay, first off, that was an incredible video that we've seen all day, and like I said, shout out to Grandma. She was outstanding in the video. She definitely told the truth of what a lot of us men in America are dealing with when it comes to modern women and why they don't want to do what other foreign women in foreign countries are doing, you know, as far as like being traditional and submissive and all of that, and while we're the ones being stuck doing God knows what in relationships but can't never get anything in return. So the fact that she actually exposed the toxic American culture is not only inspiring, but it kind of hints the light of hope that we're going to end up getting in the future if we want to find a rare woman that is traditional and that has respect for herself, that is not sexually degrading themselves on the internet. Whether you're porn and OnlyFans and doing all the sexual provocative things that you claim that you want to be taken seriously while you're in that type of environment, that it's not going to happen. And I love the fact that she also brought up the fact that her son is in Spain, who is in a great relationship, you know, with the love of his life, and she's more traditional and she's more respected, you know, and the fact that she actually loves his woman, and the fact that she also said that she also brings values in relationships, that really goes to show you that there is hope. Like, it's never too late to, you know, find the woman of your life. That it's never too late to find a woman in your life, you know, that can show you the type of love that you've been looking for. It doesn't matter what color. And no, I am not going to be like Dr. Umar Johnson that is praising the 304s and the ghetto ratchet women. You know, I am nothing like him. I would rather be with someone that makes me happy, not someone who is like me, autistic. You know, someone who is smart, feminine, passionate, that loves life, that loves family. You know, I want a woman like that. You know, and there is hope. We just gotta just keep praying and keep thriving and just try to stay positive. But in order for us to want a woman that is traditional, we have to be traditional ourselves. We have to learn how to travel, learn how to get everything in hats, you know, learn how to get everything in order together, you know, get our finances right, get everything in check before we decided to set sail and travel overseas to experience different countries and be educated on, you know what I'm saying? So, once again, shout out to Grandma in this video. Link to her original video will be down below. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. I left this video with a positive note, a smile on my face, because I feel good. I feel good.